Chapter 5, Kinetic Typography, Making Text Speak Louder. Section 5.1, the Character and Paragraph Panels, Formatting for Readability. Section 5.2, Text Animators, Controlling Characters Individually Without Keyframes. Section 5.3, Using Range Selectors to Sequence Text Appearance. Section 5.4, Saving Time with Text Animation Presets and Browsing Bridge. In the previous chapters, we built our foundation. We learned the interface, mastered the Big Five transform properties, organized our timelines, and even started creating our own vector shapes. Now, we are tackling one of the most critical skills in a motion designer's toolkit, kinetic typography. Text in motion design isn't just about reading, it is about feeling. A static word on a screen conveys information. A word that slams into place, jitters nervously, or elegantly fades in character by character conveys emotion. It turns type into a voice. I remember my early days trying to animate a sentence by splitting every single letter onto its own layer. I had 30 layers for one sentence, and I was manually keyframing the position of each one. It was a nightmare. I wasted hours doing what I am about to show you how to do in minutes. In this chapter, we are going to unlock the hidden power of the After Effects text engine. It is a system unique to AE, different from the standard layer transforms we used in Chapter 2. Once you understand how it works, you will be able to make your text dance, shout, and whisper with incredible efficiency. 5.1 The Character and Paragraph Panels, Formatting for Readability. Before we make things move, we must make them look good. Design always dictates animation. If your typography is poorly spaced or hard to read, no amount of smooth animation will save it. After Effects handles text similarly to Photoshop or Illustrator, but there are a few gotchas specific to video that we need to address. To begin, ensure your workspace is ready by opening the character and paragraph panels usually found on the right side of your interface. Figure, high-resolution UI screenshot of the After Effects workspace. The focus is on the right-hand dock, specifically highlighting the character panel and paragraph panel. Callouts point to the font family, tracking, kerning, and leading fields. The rest of the interface is dimmed slightly to emphasize these panels. Choosing the right font and weight. Video compression can be brutal on thin fonts. When choosing a typeface for motion graphics, especially for YouTube or social media where screens are small, opt for fonts with clear legibility and decent weight. When you select the Type tool, Ctrl+T or CMD+T, and click in the Composition window, you create a point text layer. This is great for titles. If you click and drag, you create paragraph text, which defines a bounding box, better for longer subtitles or body copy. The importance of tracking and kerning. In motion, the space between letters, tracking, often needs to be slightly wider than in print. Motion blur can cause tightly packed letters to bleed together visually. Use the tracking value in the character panel to open up your text slightly. I often add a value of 10 to 50 just to let the letters breathe. Figure, split screen comparison graphic. The left side shows text with tight tracking, 0 value, appearing muddy with motion blur applied. The right side shows text with loose tracking, 50 value, looking crisp and legible with the same motion blur. Green check mark on the right, red X on the left. Pro tip, always set your paragraph alignment, left, center, right, before you start animating. If you change alignment after you have animated the position, your text will jump to a new location, and you will have to fix your keyframes. 5.2 Text Animators, Controlling Characters Individually Without Keyframes. This is where the paradigm shifts. In Chapter 2, if we wanted to scale a layer, we pressed S and adjusted the scale property. This scaled the entire word as a single image. But what if you want the letters to scale up one by one? You might be tempted to break the text apart, but please don't. After Effects has a dedicated system called Text Animators. These allow you to affect individual characters within a single text layer without splitting them up. Finding that animate button. Twirl down the arrow next to your text layer in the timeline. You will see a small, unassuming circle with an arrow next to the word text. This is the animate menu. It is easy to miss, but it is the gateway to Kinetic typography. Figure, close-up macro screenshot of the After Effects timeline panel. A bright colored arrow points to the small animate button, a circle with a triangle inside, located to the right of the text property group on a text layer. A drop-down menu is open showing options like position, scale, rotation, and opacity. Adding your first animator. Let's try a classic setup. We want our letters to fall into place. Click the animate button. Select position. You will see a new group appear in your timeline called Animator 1. Inside that, you have a range selector and a position property. Here is the crucial concept: the value you set here is the starting point of the animation, not the final resting place. If you lower the Y position, the second number, by 100 pixels, your text drops down. But we haven't added keyframes yet. We have just told After Effects, I want the characters in this layer to be 100 pixels lower than they naturally are. Figure, UI screenshot showing the timeline with Animator 1 expanded. The position value is set to 0, 100. In the composition window, the text is shown shifted down from its original anchor point, indicated by a ghosted outline of where the text used to be. Now, how do we make them move back to their original spot? We don't keyframe the position. We keyframe the range selector. 5.3 Using range selectors to sequence text appearance. The range selector is the engine that drives the properties we just set. It determines which letters get the instruction we just created. Think of the range selector as a spotlight. Asterisk everything inside the spotlight gets the effect, move down 100 pixels. Asterisk everything outside the spotlight stays normal, at its original position. The start, end, and offset properties. Twirl down range selector 1. You will see three properties: start, end, and offset. Start, 0% the selection starts at the beginning of the word. End, 100% the selection ends at the last letter. By default, 0% to 100% means all letters are selected. This is why your whole word moved down. To animate the text rising up letter by letter, 1. Ensure your time indicator is at the start of the timeline, midnight. 2. Click the stopwatch next to start. Keep it at 0%. 3. Move forward 2 seconds. 4. Change start to 100%. Watch what happens. As the start value increases, the spotlight of the effect moves past the letters. As the selector passes a letter, that letter is released from the down 100 pixels instruction and snaps back to its original layout position. Figure, 3-panel sequence diagram illustrating the range selector concept. Panel 1, start, 0%, all letters are shifted down, represented in red. Panel 2, start, 50%, the first half of the word has snapped up to original position, blue, the second half is still down, red. Panel 3, start, 100%, all letters are in the original position, blue. Arrows indicate the upward motion. Smoothing the motion, the Advanced tab. If you play back your animation now, it might look a bit robotic. The letters snap into place one by one. To make it organic, look for the Advanced tab inside the range selector. Change the shape from the square to ramp up. Now, instead of a hard on/off switch, the effect flows through the text like a wave. You might need to adjust your offset keyframes to get the timing right, but the motion will immediately feel more professional and fluid. 5 point for saving time with text animation presets and browsing bridge. While building custom animators gives you ultimate control, you don't always need to build a typewriter effect from scratch. After Effects ships with a massive library of text animation presets that are essentially prepackaged combinations of the tools we just learned. Using the Effects and Presets panel. Go to the Effects and Presets panel, usually on the right. Open the Animation Presets folder, then the Text folder. You will see categories like Blurs, Organic, and Tracking. To apply one, simply ensure your text layer is selected and double-click a preset. Or, drag and drop the preset onto your layer. Warning: if your time indicator is in the middle of the timeline, the preset will start the animation there. Always place your time indicator where you want the action to begin before applying a preset. Browsing with Adobe Bridge. The names of the presets, like raining characters in, are descriptive, but it is hard to know exactly what they look like. This is where Adobe Bridge comes in. In After Effects, go to the top menu, Animation, Browse Presets. This opens Adobe Bridge. Navigate to the text folder. Click on a preset, and look at the preview panel in Bridge. It will play a sample video of the animation. Figure, UI screenshot of Adobe Bridge. The interface displays a grid of text animation preset files. On the right side, a preview pane shows a small animated sample of the text effect evaporate. An arrow indicates the path from the After Effects menu Animation, Browse Presets to this window. Once you find a preset you like in Bridge, just double-click it. It will automatically jump back to After Effects and apply that animation to your selected text layer. This workflow is a massive time saver. You can use a preset as a base, then press U to reveal the keyframes and tweak the timing or properties to fit your specific project perfectly. We have now given your text a voice. Whether you are building custom animators for a specific brand look or using presets to quickly title a YouTube video, remember that readability comes first, and motion provides the emotion. In the next chapter, we are going to step away from the timeline and look at the bigger picture, working with effects and color correction to give your footage that cinematic polish. Figure Mind Map Chapter 5, Kinetic Typography Overview, Kinetic Typography, 5.1 Formatting, Character Panel, Tracking vs Kerning, Font Choice, Paragraph Panel, Alignment Importance, 5.2 Text Animators, Concept, Vector vs Pixel Scale, Animate Menu Button, Properties, Position, Scale, Opacity, 5.3 Range Selectors, the Engine, Start End, Offset, Advanced, Shape, Square vs Ramp, Smoothness, 5. For Presets, Workflow, Effects and Presets Panel, Adobe Bridge Preview. Customization, press U to reveal.